So hello guys, this is another video of my limb lengthening journey, and today my weights arrived. I need them for my trainings. I need to keep my physique as much as I can. I'll show you this in a moment. Here they are. I have like 14 kilograms in each dumbbell. It's not a lot, but I can't risk like putting too much weight on myself, so it's decent. By the way, I'm already a bit more than 3 millimeters taller, so I'm getting closer to that half a centimeter milestone. Do some fridge haul for you guys. Basically my diet here is mostly protein, and I try to keep it as healthy as possible. I got eggs over here, a lot of eggs. I make like some omelets with it. Got some cheese. Drink as much as I can from milk in my coffee. Orange juice is pretty healthy right now for me. And I have some chicken nuggets that I just make myself. Again, a little bit more protein and a lot of vegetables for my salad in the morning. Again, try to keep it as healthy as possible. Sometimes I eat some trash food like ice cream or some like fast meal pasta and stuff like that, just because I'm a bit lazy. But I feel like I'm eating pretty healthy so far. Tomorrow I'll need to start cleaning my wounds and my basically everything that like connects to my bones from the device. With these things, those are like, I don't know, they keep the germs away and keeping me from getting infection, which is like really dangerous. You don't want to get infection in this kind of stuff, and you want to clean it every couple of days. So that's what I'll do tomorrow. So I also wanted to talk about the topic of what makes a person go as far as doing a limb lengthening surgery. Because for many people, this is absolutely craziness. Many people, like, I didn't tell it to many people, but the people that I did told them about it, they were like, you're mad, like you're out of your mind. And I can understand it. I think that a lot of guys want to be taller, but if you tell them about that option of limb lengthening, they'd be like, nah, that's too much. And that's true. I think that if you go to a really extreme place mentally, then you can think about doing that. And it's not for everyone, that's for sure. Only if your height that much matter to you, that's only the point that you might think about doing it, because it's really extreme. It's not something as common and as probably safe as other surgeries in the world that are more common, and the society see them as more normal. The person that will do such a surgery will have to be really desperate. Now, why did I decide to do this surgery? What things in my life has made me to this point that I decided to do it, and why I'm currently inside this procedure? So, I guess until I was like 18, 19, I think I have never thought about my height. I never gave it any attention. I remember my mother used to like draw lines on the wall, like after every couple of times, when we would see like how me and my little brother grew. And I mean, it was nice to see that I'm progressively growing normally, but I never actually cared. I never cared about it with girls. Like, for me, if I had a girl that I was into, even if she was my height or taller, which is like, again, not as common because I'm not a short guy, but even then, like, I would not think about it. It was not like, it wasn't something that would stop me. And I would never like check my height compared to other people. I felt like I'm normal, and that was it. I remember when I was like 15, I made it to like 169 centimeters, which is like 5'6" and a half, 5'7", I don't know, 5'7", I'm not sure. And I remember just like being happy about it. I would like, I'm the same height as Messi. Like that, I'm at my peak in football. I have low center of gravity. I'm fast, I'm agile. I hope I'll stay that height. Like, I was that naive. In my mind, like, everything I cared about is like how good I am in football. And I really hope that I would stay that height, which is crazy to think about today. Like, no guy in his right mind would want to stay that, like, in that height if he can be taller. And I remember that's what I wanted, to be 5'7". And again, like, I didn't really want it, but I felt like it's cool. And I kept progressively growing. I think that I could potentially be taller a little bit, but since all my youth, all my childhood, like up until I was 19, I was extremely underweight. Like, that's 100% affected my growing. I think that if I had eaten well and I had a decent body weight, I think that I would be closer to 5'11". That's what I think when I'm fully grown. Anyway, I think I was about 174 centimeters when I was around 18, and then I went through a phase where I lost again. I went even more extreme underweight, and then I started working out when I was 19, and luckily I think that I was like, the fact that I started working out and gaining muscle and gaining weight, all of a sudden, a lot of weight, I started having my growth very late. Like, when I was 19, 20, I still grew. I managed to still grow at that phase. Like, all of a sudden I had beard, all of a sudden I had body hair, all of me, like, from being 18 and having no hair on my body, 19, full of hair, full beard, everything. Like, all of a sudden I grew just because I gained all this weight. And I think I made it like last moment while I still can grow, and I think that's how I made it to like 176, 177 centimeters until I grew, I guess, in my height until I was like 20, 21. I'm not sure about it, but something like that. And I guess the first time I started like paying attention to my height was because of a girl. I started like, I had like, I was never into girls who are tall. Like, for me, any girl that is like between 155 centimeters to 170 centimeters, that's my desirable height. And all of a sudden I met with a girl who is a bit taller than that, and I remember her saying to me, oh, we're the same height, and she was like not happy, she was like not into me as much because of that. And I remember telling her, no, I'm taller than you. Like, I was taller than her, not but by a lot, probably by 3-4 centimeters. But for her, because it's like that small of a difference, we were like the same height for her. And I can understand it. Like, I didn't want to date someone who is tall, because I always like to feel like I can like be the bigger spoon and like being able to bigger like male that can protect her, and that's something that is really important for me to feel with a girl. And that's the first time I started actually like caring about my height. All of a sudden I'm starting to think about it, like, how can I get taller? So I'm starting to search up for it, like doing stretching, doing stuff like that. I'm searching for like every way, maybe I can still get taller, I don't know. Anyway, with this girl it was over, not because of my height, because of other reason, I won't get into it, but that made me for the first time think about it. Now, over the years, over those 3 years after that, I had many encounters with girls that were tall, almost as much as me, like anywhere between 173 to my height, to exactly my height. And I never got rejected by a girl because of that. Like, I used to ask those girls, like, does it bother you that I'm the same height as you? And they never cared. Like, they were always like still into me. And it was surprising, because you hear all those stories about guys being like, oh, she doesn't want to date me even though I'm taller than her by 2, 3, 4 inches because I'm not 6 foot or stuff like that. And I didn't have that problem. I just never had it. Like all the girls were like, yeah, you know, it's nice if someone is taller, but I still wanna date you, I still wanna be with you, I'm still into you, I don't care about it. And I remember I cared about it. I cared about it more. I used to reject those girls because I didn't feel like I'm big compared to them. I didn't feel like I can protect them. Something about my manliness just felt like destroyed when I was next to them. And it's sad because they complimented me by being like, we still want to be with you, doesn't matter your height. And I was like, no, I just don't feel manly next to you. And I think that the phrase that destroyed me the most, and in front of those tall girls, again, I never was into tall girls, but the most amazing women I ever met in my life were girls who are tall for some reason. I don't know why is that, but that's what happened to me. That's my experience. And one thing that they always used to tell me that destroyed me, I felt like it destroying my manliness, was, okay, I'll give up on heels. And when a girl say that, on one hand it's supposed to be a compliment because she's like, okay, I'm willing to give up on such a big aspect in my feminine and my femininity just to be with you. I don't care. I would give up on heels, something that like really make a woman more feminine, just for you, just to be with you. And on the one hand it's like a compliment. I agree, I don't want to date a girl that is like couple of inches taller than me because of the heels, but it also destroys me because like, why do you need to give up on your femininity for me to feel more manly? And that's one of the maybe the biggest reason that made me want to do this surgery, because I figure that if I want to sometimes date those tall girls, not as like not basketball players girls, you know, not those like over 6 foot girls or something like that, but I want to be able to date a girl who is like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", even 5'10". I want to be able to date those girls and be taller than them, and them being able to put some heels, because from my experience, again, the most amazing women I met were tall. And that's basically why that's why my goal right now is to reach 6 foot. I think it's very realistically, all I need is about maybe 6.5 centimeters in my tibia, and I'm there. So that, I think that'd be pretty cool. Also, one thing that I want to feel is like, since I started caring about my height in the recent years, I felt like I don't want to go to Europe and to like all the Scandinavian countries or Netherlands and stuff like that, because I felt like when I was 18 and I went to like Amsterdam, back then I didn't care about my height, but I remember just feeling like a midget compared to everyone, compared to the girls even. And I want to be like average in those countries. Like, that'd be cool in my opinion, to be able to be average height in those countries, to be able to go to the Netherlands and not being that much shorter than everyone else, not feeling like I'm in a giant world. I want to be able to go to European countries where people are relatively tall and being able to be one of the many and not to stand out as shorter. And I think I want it because I have the potential to be that. Like, if I was way shorter than I am right now, I'd probably just be like, that can never happen. I can get taller, but only to some extent. But just because right now my height is okay, it gives me the potential to be actually taller than average. And after this surgery, I'll probably be taller than average around the world, which will feel nice. Well, guys, I want you to share with me what your thoughts about this. What made you feel like you want to get maybe this limb lengthening surgery? Why do you want to get it in the future? if you know anyone that want to go through it, please share this YouTube channel with him. And I'm trying to be as open as possible because I think a lot of guys want to talk about it, but they might be a little worried about people judging them.